We are wired for connection. Under normal circumstances, we love to get together with friends, hang out with people we love, work on projects with others, get together for social gatherings and church services. But unfortunately, nothing is normal about times we're living in. A few weeks ago, our world completely changed. With the COVID-19 pandemic forcing most of us into isolation for the foreseeable future, it can be easy to feel disconnected from the outside world. Social distancing has become a norm, at least at this time. Though we understand the benefit of it, still many people have a hard time adjusting. Even some people try to use another term, physical distance, since the phrase social distancing suggests we should be turning inward and closing ourselves off from friends and neighbors in the outside world. Usually, during the time of crisis, people long to be together. But when crisis is combined with isolation, sometimes it may add additional hardship to people, creating very negative consequences on people's hope, mindset, and health. People may feel anxious, fearful, and lonely. And though social distancing is necessary today, those feelings do not have to become our norm. Hey, so glad to see you today. It's close enough right there. Remember 6 feet, social distancing is very important. We got to respect that. Remember, it's not about us. It's about others also. You may get the virus from people that may not be showing any symptoms, or unintentionally, you may give them something you did not know you had. This coronavirus we're dealing with today is very contagious and dangerous, so precautions are totally understandable. You know, wearing gloves or wearing a mask, it's not the matter of lack of faith, but rather of wisdom. Wisdom that we need, wisdom that is necessary to deal with this crisis. But you know something else I want to mention to you? That the idea of social distancing is not new. You know, in biblical times, there was a disease that was called leprosy. It was a very dangerous and contagious disease. It would shut down your nervous system and kill your pain receptors and cause severe disfigurement of your body. As a matter of fact, people that had leprosy were called walking dead, dead men walking. They were renounced by their families, shut out of the cities, and were commanded and sent out to live somewhere outside of the city, away from everybody. And if people would approach the leper would have to cry out, "Unclean, unclean, stay away." Anybody who would touch the leper would be considered unclean, himself or herself. So it was a very dreadful disease. So in biblical times, social distancing as a method of protection against sickness or disease like leprosy that was so dreadful and contagious, it was a norm at that time. If you have a few minutes, let me tell you a story. Yeah, the story comes from Gospel of Matthew chapter 8 and just first 4 verses in that chapter. And it is a story about the leper who came to Jesus. He wasn't supposed to, but he did. And Jesus approached him. Jesus wasn't supposed to do that, but he did. And the leper asked him one question: "Lord, if you will, make me clean." You know, the leper had faith that Jesus can heal him. He was not just sure, he wasn't sure about the will of Jesus. Does he want to heal me? So he asked him, "If you will, heal me." And Jesus said, "I will." It was amazing. It was wonderful. This man is about to get healed. But what is shocking to me, it's not necessarily that Jesus heals that man, but what is shocking is how he heals him. The story tells us that Jesus stretched his hand and he touched the leper and he said, "I will be cleansed." And immediately leprosy left him. Jesus touched the leper. He broke the law. He couldn't touch the leper. If you touched the leper, you would be considered unclean and you would have to be quarantined and isolated. Jesus did what nobody else could. No one was supposed to touch the leper. And no one could touch the leper unless it was Jesus. And Jesus did. He touched the leper. Jesus stepped into his world, into the world of this leper, and he changed it. He stepped into his life and altered his life and gave him a new beginning, a fresh start. The leper had something that people could not help him with, but Jesus could, and he did. You see, when Jesus steps into your world, he's not affected by what you have, but you get what Jesus has. He stepped into the world of that leper and he changed his life. So I encourage you today to let him come into your life, into your world, with all your needs and problems, and let him bring some sense of love and care when you feel lonely. Let him bring peace to you that passes all understanding and fill your heart with his peace and take away your anxieties and fears. Let him step into your life and change it. Let him do what no one else dares to do or is able to do. Only he can. You see, social distancing does not matter to Jesus because he is not going to be negatively affected by whatever you have. But when he steps into your life, you can get what Jesus has. If you call on Jesus just like this leper did, if you invite him into your life, he will step right in. Revelations chapter 3 verse 20 says, it was Jesus' words. Jesus is speaking there. He says, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and dine with him. You see, Jesus will always do his part. Let's do our part. Let's stay connected. Let's pray, reach out to others, encourage. You may be listening to me and you feel alone. Would you let Jesus into your heart? Would you let him step into your life? Nobody was more alone than that leper in this story. He was alone, but Jesus met him, he touched him, and he healed him. Can he do the same to you? Just let him and see. I hope to see you soon.